Hello guys, if you like my awesome gaming videos, my programming and web development courses, my editing courses and editing videos, and my tech talks and tech guidance, then you can consider subscribing to my channel and click on this bell icon to stay connected with me all the time. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So this is the part 2 of our video of the Node Express Sequelize MySQL API, as you can see. So the previous part, in the part 1, I just showed how you can create a complete REST API using Sequelize in Node Express. Okay, as you can see in the product controller, we have all the thing like delete all the product and use the Sequelize method.product.destroy, and to update it we use product.update, and then we use find one to find individual product and find all to find all the product. So we worked with our complete REST API and created our models, as you can see, with the title, price, description, published, and in the review model also we have rating and description. Now in this video I'm going to show you how you can connect those two models and work with this and make a complete API. And the third part, I'm going to implement it in the front-end library, which is React. I'm going to complete CRUD with the React in the next part. So in this part also, I just show you the relationship between them, especially the one-to-many relationship. So before that, I need to go to our review and add some review into the database and parse it again from the database so that we can connect all those things together, okay, and create our complete API. So how can you do that? First, go to the review controller, and as you can see, we are also in the review model, and we have a rating, which is data type of integer, and the description we have a data type of text, and based on that we're going to put some information. The date time field is also automatically added. If you don't want, you can use here comma, and you can use timestamp is equals to false. You can make it timestamps is equals to false. It will not add created, updated, all of those things. Okay, so we just control and save it. We just want rating and description, and based on that we're gonna add some product information. As you can see, for that we need to go to the product controller. As you can see, product controller, we added some models. Okay, so let's copy this thing and just paste it into the review, because we're gonna want those required models, because models folder, as you can see, we have the index that sequelizes everything. That product model, it sequelizes the product model, and db.reviews that gonna hold all the reviews for this individual product, and is also imported, and we just export the db so that we can use this thing and all of those things inside the models. So in the review controller we need to get the thing so that we can work with our models. So for that we need to work with now const, and it should be named as review, and make sure it is capital, and we need to write db dot. As you can see, we have two things. We have Sequelize, we have reviews, we have products, and for the review model we're going to work with reviews table, as you can see. So this table is actually coming from index.js. As you can see, we just exported these products and the reviews. And now in the review controller, because a controller works with the model, so it is MVC pattern. So this is very important. So we need to work with this. So this is our model. Okay, we imported our model. Now work with our main functions. Okay, so our first function should be add review. So how can we do that? So we need to write const add review is equals to request and response, and here make sure it is async, because it should be asynchronous function. And then we need to write some logic, suppose late info or late data, whatever you want. This data should come from our API response. It should be like rating, because rating is a part of our model. In the, if you go to the review model, as you can see, we have rating and description. So we need to get it from request.body.rating, and it is integer field. Make sure it is integer field. And then we need one more information, and one more information is description. So make it simple and easy, and it should also come from request.body in the a body parser. Okay, dot description, and whatever you write in the API body in the description field would be stored in the description object and this property, and whatever you put in the rating, it will be stored in this rating. And these are the two information we want to save into our database. Okay, so and then we just need to call const, it should be, just call it as review, and it should be like await, and it should go to the review model, and review model we can use in the Sequelize. We have create. you can use create. And what we create, you need to pass some parameters as an object. And which object we need to pass? We need to pass this object, this data that we're gonna create. Okay, and then what we can do, we can pass response dot status. Status code should be 200 if it is created, and send this as review. And as you can see, whatever we create in the database and pass those data, and we're going to store those data in the review parameter or the variables, and I'm gonna just render it out review, and we can see the response in the API as you see in the previous video as well. So this is completely simple and easy stuff. Then we need to create one more function to get all the data, and I just name it get all reviews, okay, from the database. And for that we need to create const get all reviews, and it should be also request and response it will take, and it should be an asynchronous function. And asynchronous function will also, we just need to get everything from the database. So for that you can use const reviews, and it will hold all the information that will be coming from the database. So await, because it is asynchronous function, you need to use await to get all those data. It will take some time, so we need to use a review. And how we can get information, dot find all. If you want to find one, you can write find one if you want to find one by ID. Otherwise you can use find all to get all the information. And another one, if you want to get it by ID, you can use find by pk and pass ID parameter. But I'm not going to do it. I just write find all to get all the information and pass empty object, because we want to get every information in the reviews. Okay, and then we need to just you can copy this thing, response.status of 200 because it is completed if it is okay, and then send all those reviews. Make sure it is reviews, this object, because these parameters or these variables holds all the thing that is coming from the database. And we just need to use module.exports, and module.exports you can use what? You can use add review and get all reviews. Okay, so these are the two functionality that you want to. You can use complete code functionality just like in the product controller I already showed you. You can do this on all of your own, because this is very easy and simple stuff. You don't need to do this everything in every steps. It is just a tutorial, so to get you some idea how you can do that. And it is your assignment to do all the code functionality in the review panel as well if you want to do it. Okay, so that you can understand a little bit properly. So we need to use export, because the add review and get all those review, these two functionalities would be used in another file. Because we are in the review controller, we need to go to the some router, and let's go to product router, the product router. And product router, you can create another router which is review controller, but I'm not making it too much complicated. I would just I just express require and require this router, so that we can work with our post, get, put, update, delete, all of this functionality. So for that we need to import another controller. Let's import review controller, and make sure it is small case. Review controller, it should be require dot slash controllers slash review controller, because those two functionalities coming from the review controller, this file. Okay, this file, the add and get all the reviews is coming from that file. And we need to import that into product router, and in the router you just imported this all the functionalities. Now we can work with this. So for an example, if you go to the review controller dot add, as you can see, we can add some review. We can use this functionality. So this is very important. And let's comment it out, because this is commenting is also important. We are just here, we are just importing controllers for review and products. Okay, and then we are just instantiating our router, and here we are just using all those routers, use routers. Okay, here we just instantiate router, and we are using different kind of parameters and URL to get all those routers. So to make it very clean, now we're going to use this review controller. Okay, so to work with the review controller, you can just here you can use review URL and controllers. So here gonna use all of those things. So first I'm gonna use a router.post to post some data into the reviewed tables in the database. So we're gonna use /add review, and if you go to the add review in the API, you can put some information in the API using the post method in the body parser, in the body URL, and what method or what functionality we need to call, which is review controller. We need to go to the review controller, very simple, and we need to call add review because this is the functionality that work with adding some information in the post request. And you can just copy the same thing and paste it again, and this is to work with our get. Okay, because we are getting all the information, it should be all reviews. It will give you all the reviews. And you can use post review router dot get all reviews. Okay, one is for adding review, one is for all the reviews that you can get. So this is the two router method, which is very important. And what you can do, you can pass those information in server.js, because this is the main part. We created a port and run those in a different port, which is 8800, and this is just a test API, and this is the router that we want. We're going to go to the product router. So this is not the best practices. In this case, you can create another router for the review router and just import that review router.js, but for the simplicity I'm using the product router.js in just one file. Okay, and we're going to use a middleware app.use. So our base URL should be API/product, and we're going to use those routers, and those routers will go to product router and API/product/ if you go to the add review, it will add some review. If we're going to go to all reviews, it will give you all the reviews. So this is very simple and stuff. And so for that we need to install our XAMPP server. This is very important. If you work with MySQL database, this is super important, and make sure you start those things. And also you need Postman to test our API, and just open the Postman, and it is completely free. You can download it. It is super useful software. And before that we need to run our node server.js. Let's run our server, and so that we can, let's go to localhost. As you can see, our server is running node server.js. So let's run our server node server.js and make sure everything is working. As you can see, yes, resync done. So let's go to our so in the PHP myadmin, as you can see, if we go to the Sequelize and go to the node Sequelize API DB, we have two databases, which is products. As you can see, we have products information, and we have our reviews. So review table is completely empty. We need to put some data in it, and we're going to test it out. And we need to go to the post, and we need to add review. If we go to this URL, and make sure you just understand it properly, just go to product router, and product router we have add review. You can just copy this thing, and if you go to this URL, as you can see, add review, make sure it is a post request, otherwise it will not work. And the first one we need this thing. First one is the rating. Okay, so make sure it is rating is 4 stars. Suppose 4 stars, and it has great value for money, suppose. So this is the two information, which is rating and description. You can copy those two things. Okay, copy those two informations, and you can paste it out and just check it out. As you can see, it is working perfectly. It has an ID number of 1, which is auto incremented. It is automatically generated by the MySQL, and then we have the information that we passed, which is rating 4, and the description that we passed in the request body. As you can see, request.body. Okay, whatever we passed, it is accept that information, and it created the API for us. And as you can see, we have the updated it and created it auto generated. Okay, also in the Sequelize way, you can do that using the node ORM. It is auto generated. If you keep the timestamp is equal to false, the updated and deleted and created it will not come into our API. So it is good to know. And then what you can do, as you can see, all the information is added, as you can see, all the raw SQL that you need to type, which is a really bad thing and hectic thing, and in the modern way you don't need to do that. You use Sequelize to do that. And in the review controller, as you can see, only 2 lines of code, you can do it really complicated work. You don't need to write raw queries. That is the best thing. So now it's our main work is to work with our relation with those 2 informations. So for that our main work is to connect our product with the review. Okay, so each product can have thousands of or you can say one to many relationship, because each product controller each product will have lots of reviews. Okay, so what we can do is just put one more values, which is, suppose it has 3 stars or 2 stars, so it is best quality but very expensive. Suppose these are the 2 rating that I have put in the JSON format, as you can see. So in the body, so just paste it again. As you can see, it is created successfully. So we are going to work with this, and we're going to test it in the database that it is passed or not. If you just go to the reviews and refresh it, as you can see, we have the 2 rating, which is rating 4 and rating 2, and we need to connect it with our product. So how can we connect it? We need a foreign key to connect all those things, because a review will just keep track of which product ID I'm going to put in all those reviews. Suppose I want to have all the reviews for product 1 or product 2, whichever. Okay, so suppose we have the 3 product, which is iPhone 12, 13 and 14. Suppose I want to put all this information. Suppose product ID of 2, it is because it is a commenting because it is very expensive as well. So, and it is a very good smartphone, so we're going to put all those reviews on that ID, product ID, and this product ID 2 will be holding inside the reviews. It will have a separate product ID type, so that we can get all this information based on that particular product ID. We're going to show all those reviews. Okay, so which is one-to-many relations. So let's go to Paint app, and this is very simple and stuff. You just remember that this is very simple, just nothing to worry about. So this is a simple, I'm not good at drawing, but yet I'm drawing something. Suppose each product, okay, this is each product, okay, it will have thousands of reviews. It will have lots of reviews. So it is one to many relation. Okay, it is one to many relation. It is review number 1, it is review number 2, it is review number 3, or one post has thousands of comments. Okay, so it can be thousands of reviews, one to many relationship. And you can also say that one product has many, and you can write it in different color. It has many relation, because product has many reviews. And what we can say for the review, or it should be belongs to all of those reviews belongs to that product. Okay, so the parent is the product. So the reviews are the child and the product are the parent. Suppose one parent has thousands of children, you can you can put it like that. So the reviews of the child, so it has the parent of product, so it is belongs to that particular product. So this is very simple stuff. You don't need to memorize it. This is just a simple illustration how we can do that. So for that, we need to go to the index.js. We have 2 modules, which is products and reviews. So here we're gonna implement that feature. Sequelizing and the sync is done. Then you need to have make sure one to many relation. Okay, implementation. So here you just implement one to many relationship. So how can we do that? So first we need to just go to db.products table, and it has many. Make sure you write it the proper way, because if you go to the reference or the documentation of this the Sequelizer API, you will see the relation is like that. db.products has many, you need to write it the same way, and it should be, as you can see, the model has many relationship, and you need to give the proper relation which table. Each table should be db.reviews. And if you want to do it for the comments, you can do it for the comments. Instead of reviews, you use comments, and for the post you can use post, because post also have thousands of comments. It's the same way. Okay, and you need to give some more functionality, which is you can use in the foreign key, foreign key. And foreign key is very important because the products will be connected, or the reviews table will be connected with the products table, so that we can get the idea of which product we want all the reviews from, because product 1 have thousands of reviews, product 2 or product ID of 2 can have lots of reviews. So we need to be connected with each individual product in the products table, and we can connect it by, suppose, product ID. Okay, so this would be in the reviews table as well. So if we go to there, as you can see that in the reviews table we will have a field called product ID, so that we can connect it to the product model. Okay, so this is very important. And the same thing is liss as, you can liss as reviews, or you can use liss as review. Okay, so because liss is review, because the product model now know, or the products table now know there is a review table as well. Because so if you go to the product model, okay, and as you can see it is saying Sequelize or define, which is product, because this is the product model, as you can see. So we define a product model, and then we define a Sequelize, and as you can see we define a review model. So those are the two things which is really super important. And then if we go to the index.js, we are connecting the review model with the product, as you can see, product table, and with the foreign key of product ID, and this ID is for the reviews table, not in the product, because product is the parent, it doesn't need to track, but the reviews need to track of the parents. This is very important. And whichever the child, it needs to track the parent, which is the products, and make sure it is as review, because we are connecting the review table with the product table. Okay, so this is super important. If it is suppose comments, it should be as comments, because a product is connected with the comment, or the post is connected with the comment, same vice versa. And then we need to do it for the reviews as well, db.reviews. Now reviews also has some connection, because it is belonging to the parent products. So reviews will belong to, it should be like as belongs, just write the same way, belongs to, it belongs to, and as you can see we have a functionality belongs to, it belongs to some parent, which is db.products. It is belongs to that products, and make sure you do the same thing, which is foreign key. You just write the foreign key should be product ID. It should be product underscore ID, foreign key is product ID, because this product ID should be similar, because we are connecting our reviews, because reviews is belongs to each particular products. It is connected with the same foreign key, as you can see this should be the same name. Okay, because we have only product foreign key, which is product ID. So this is very important, as you can, and you can write it as liss, and this liss should be product. And inside the reviews, which is belonging to the products, you write the same foreign key, and make sure it is opposite. If you write it reviews, it should be connected with the product, and if you write it db.products as many, and it should be considered as review, because products model is connected to the review here, and the review model here is connected with the product here with this foreign key. So these are the two things. For products has many reviews, and the reviews is belongs to each particular products. So these are the two relations. So let's go, and this is the model creations and the relations between the two in the index.js file. We connected the two model with the foreign key, and then we need to connect it with our controller. Okay, so we need to go to the product controller. So review controller has add review and get all the reviews. So by the way, we need to check it as well. So if it is all the reviews are working fine, and let's check it out. Just 1 second, just go to get all the reviews, all reviews. As you can see, all the reviews is coming properly, so everything is working just the way we intended. And we have the product controller. Now here in the product controller, I'm gonna import something, which is, as you can see, we just imported reviews and products, those two models, and so that we can connect it later. So in this part, which is the part 7, as you can see, we will just connect one to many with our product and reviews. So we need to write a function which is get product reviews, and it would be similar to asynchronous function, and it will take request and response pattern functions, and here we're gonna connect it. Write const data, and this is the data that hold all the information that I'm gonna write, and we need to write await, and we need to go to find all the product information. Let's go to product model and use find all to get all the information in the product, and it just gives some object. In the object we're gonna give some parameters so that we can modify it and get all the information whichever we want. Okay, so this is how we can do that. We can find all the product information and information based on some query, and whichever query we have, and we need to use include, because if we use include, and make sure you add those square bracket, and within the square bracket you use this type of things, and you use as model we're gonna use review model, because we are connecting our product with the review. We want all the reviews in each product, so that's why we are getting product.find all, and in the find all you're gonna include something, and the include model should be review, because we are connecting with the product and review. So give me all the reviews in each product. As you can see, it is saying that liss as we are connecting with our product and getting all the review, and the review liss should be review, and this is the same liss, make sure it is review, and this is the same liss as we have in the index. As you can see, this liss review, because products has many reviews. That's the thing we want to get, so that's why we need to go there, and we need to go to the product controller, and if we find all the product and including that model and get all the information from the reviews as well, and then what you can do, you can write where clause where, and you can write some logic id is equals to 2 or id is equals to 1, whichever you want. You can put all this information. Suppose this is the database id, and this id number is actually, if we go to the suppose product, and product has an id number, and this iPhone 13 is actually very expensive, so for that I'm going to use this review, and this id number is 2, and as you can see, his name is id. So suppose the id number is 2, we want to get information from, so for the iPhone 13 here we need to get all the reviews for that smartphone and find that product based on whichever id is equals to 2. So we want to get all the information of product id 2, as you can see, where we want to include all the reviews in each product. You can really understand it better. So make it save, and you need to just export it, get product reviews, and you just export it, and in the router just paste it here. So you can just write it here, get product reviews, and it is inside the product controller, so make sure that it is inside the product controller. So you can use router dot get, and inside that you're gonna write get product reviews, and here you can use product controller dot get product reviews. Okay, this is the functionality that you're going to call if you go to the get product reviews. So let's copy the URL, okay, and save it, and let's check it out if it is working or not. Let's start our node server, nodeserver.js, and let's test it our API. So for that we need to go to the get, and let's go to, and let's paste it again, get product reviews, to get all the product reviews, and where product id is equals to 2, we need to connect it. I don't think it will work for the first time, so let's try it out, because I don't know if it is working or not. Let's try it. It is not working. As you can see, it is not working. As you can see, there is some problem because it is not connecting those two information. So let's check it out why it's not connect. So let's go to the reviews. As you can see, reviews is review have, but review doesn't have that information, which is product ID. So unfortunately, we need to get all the information, which is all products. Let's go to the all products, and let's copy one of them. Let's copy one information here, and just do it like that, because we need to add some more information from the database. Okay, so let's get out of this everything from this database. As you can see, we need to remove all of this database. As you can see, we need to remove those tables, completely and make sure it is dropped properly and refresh it, and now it is gone. Now if you just run this again, node server.js, as you can see we have a foreign key of product ID. Now if we go there and refresh it, and if you go to products and products of everything, and if you go to the reviews, and reviews have product ID, as you can see, and we need to put some data first, and for that we need to go to the post and add some data, and in the add product we just copying this information. It is auto generated. Yes, you can copy the same thing because we need it again and again. So this is the information. So make sure the iPhone 12 is $788, and okay, just paste it. As you can see, it is created. It is ID of 1, and then just created 13 Pro, and it should be $999. Expensive, and then just create for the, suppose we have two products, which is iPhone 12 and 13, and let's check it out. If you go to the products, as you can see with the two information, suppose I want to get all the reviews for the product ID 2. So for that we need to connect it with the reviews and add some reviews, because reviews is also important. So add some reviews, and in the review we want two things, which is rating and description. We don't need any extra thing. Suppose we have a rating of 3 and iPhone is expensive, suppose, okay, and put it, and just copy this thing and paste it here. It is done. And then we have a 5-star, so iPhone is amazing, so it is a 5-star rating. It is done. And as you can see, if you go to the reviews, it is done, but the product ID is null because it is not finding anything. But let's add some product ID. Suppose in the products table we have product ID 2 for iPhone 13 Pro. Let's add it. Product ID of 2, and this is the product ID 2. So now you can understand why the reviews we should keep track of the product ID, because you want to get all the information based on the product ID 2 and show us all the reviews based on that product. Okay. So this ID is super important. The foreign key is super important to understand. So as you can see, it is connected properly. Index.js, if you go to the index.js, it is connected. Products has many reviews, and the reviews belongs to a particular product with the product ID. And if you go to the controller, as you can see, we're gonna get all the product information where ID is equals to 2, and give us including the review, all the review based on it. Okay, so that is the meaning. And let's give to it, and let's get product reviews, and make sure it is a get request. Let's add it. Okay, it is not working. Let's check it out why it is not working. Go response.status status of 200, and send those data, and send the data. Okay, so this is the main thing that we just forgot, and nothing you need to do is just run the server again, node server.js, and in the get API/products, get product reviews, and get it again. As you can see, we get all the information based on the product ID 2. Okay, based on the product ID 2, we get all the review. As you can see, its name is review, and this review name is same as this review name. As you can see, we get all the product and all the reviews, and the reviews has an ID of 1 because we have two reviews, product ID of 1 and 2. Now one's rating is 3, which is iPhone is expensive, and then we have a rating of 5, which is iPhone is amazing, and based on that ID of 2. So if you want to change it, if you want to get it based on ID of 1, and then you need to change something, you need to get out of the server, and here you need to just write product ID of 1, and make sure it is also product ID of 1. Okay, so save it, and save it. It is affected, and now let's run our node server. Okay, and let's check it out. As you can see, now we have the information for the product ID of 1. So you can do it very easily and simply how it is working. So thanks for watching. I'll become in the next video with awesome content. Till then, subscribe and share as much as possible, because I do a really hard work, and I think guys, you can give me a lot of support and help me grow, so that I can give a much more support in the near future, which is also very appreciated for you guys. So thanks for watching. I'll become in the next video with amazing content. Till then, take care. Bye bye.